Hello there, Year 8. Hope you're all okay. We're missing seeing you at school, so I've decided to start doing some videos to go along with the examples from the book. So hopefully this will make things a bit easier to understand. Okay, so just got here the example that you've got in your textbook. I can see what book we're on, exercise 12C, and we're looking at constructing a triangle. So if you haven't done so already, it'd be a good idea to write a date and title in your maths book or on your piece of paper. You know how much I love a date and title. So do that now. Now you're also going to need a protractor, a ruler, and a really sharp pencil. So if you don't have any of those things, maybe just pause the video and go and grab one now. Okay. Now I'm just going to go through this example. So you can pause at any time you want to draw along, or you might want to watch it through once and then try and draw it yourself. Okay, so this is just the example from the book, and we've got here that Ricky is a builder. He's drawing some plans for an attic extension and wants to construct this triangle accurately. So construct, that just means draw accurately. The reason that we might do this is if, for example, you were a builder, you'd want to know the kind of dimensions that you've got here. What's your angle going to be up here? What's this length going to be? What kind of supplies you're going to need to buy? So drawing an accurate diagram or constructing a diagram is really helpful. Okay, so we're going to start this off then. We've got here a 7 centimetre line. So I've got a ruler here, it's in millimetres. But I know that 70 millimetres is the same as 7 centimetres. So the first thing I'm going to do is just draw a 7 centimetre line. Be really exact. Just so I remember how long it is, we're going to label it. Now we're going to have here a 40-degree angle. So if I put my protractor on my line, I'm going to put it on so the centre of my protractor is right on the end of that line there. And if we look, that line goes right through the 0, okay? We always start from the 0 and we follow it round. So we're going to go from 0 round to 40 degrees and draw a little dash. Now I can see this 40 degrees is also labelled 140, but I know this angle here, it's not bigger than a right angle, so it's got to be 40 degrees, it can't be 140. So I'll follow it round from the 0. Now, I'm going to just draw from the end of my 7 centimetre line, a really long line right through that dash. Okay. Now, on the other side of my triangle, I want an angle of 55 degrees. So I'm going to put my protractor on the other end of my line. And you can see it goes right through the centre, just there at the very end of my line, right the way, and this time the 0 is on the outside. So I'm going to follow it round. Now I want 55 degrees, so a bit bigger than 50, not as much as 60. So 55 and put a little dash just there. Okay. Now, last line I'm going to draw is just in the very end of my triangle, right the way through that dash and make it massive. Okay. Now I know that one's 40 degrees. I know that one is 55 degrees. If I add those two together, I know I've got 95 degrees. Now you know angles in a triangle add to 180. If we take off 95 from 180, you might be able to do it in your head. If not, it's a good idea just to write it down. We can't do 0 take away 5, so we're going to borrow one of these 10s. 10 take away 5 gives us 5. We can't do 7 take away 9, so we're going to borrow one of these hundreds. 17 take away 9. Hopefully you're there with me. 17 take away 9 is going to give you 8. And 0 take away 0 is nothing. So this bit here should be 85 degrees. Now, See how accurate you've been. So put your protractor, just make sure that centre is right where the peak of your triangle is. 0 goes round there, and if I follow it round, my line goes exactly through 85. Okay. Now you might have chosen to put your protractor on the other side of your triangle. Should be the same answer, you're measuring the same angle. So I'm going to put it right on the peak. That line goes right through the 0. When I follow it round, it goes through 85 degrees. So I'm pretty happy with that. Another way you can check is just to see how long these lines are. So if you're buying some supplies to do the roof on this, you want to know the distance there. Okay. So if I measure this distance, you measure yours, let's see if we agree. Mine is, let me see, 5.6 centimetres or 56 millimetres. And then my other one, let's have a look, really exactly. So it's 45 millimetres. So I'm going to label that one 4.5 centimetres. We'll keep all our units the same. Okay, so you might want to pause the video now and have a go at drawing it yourself. You might have drawn it yourself already, fantastic. See how we agree maybe on these lengths here. I'm just going to label that on there 85 degrees too. Okay, so we're going to go on to now some practice questions. Now if you have a look in the book, you've got 2 sections of questions. You've got some practice and then you've got some problem solving. Okay. So this first one, we're going to construct some triangles. We want to say what kind of triangle they are. So remember we have acute, obtuse, right angle triangle or isosceles. This first one, I know it's not super clear on the video. We've got a 6 centimetre line, 60 degrees and 60 degrees. So think about your first step. What would your first step be? Fantastic, you're going to draw a 6 centimetre line at the bottom here, then put your protractor either end for your 60 degree angle. Okay, so try those now. I would spend maybe about 20 minutes on these. You've got the answers in the book to see how accurate you are. After 20 minutes, we'll see if we can try some problem solving. Now, if you're not feeling very confident, I'll just start the first one with you, okay? So we'll say 1A. The first thing we're going to do, can you remember? We're going to start with our 6 centimetre line. So again, with my ruler, I want 60 millimetres. And we're going to label it. Our angles are both 60 degrees. So put your protractor right on the end of that line, right through the 0. Follow it round from the 0 and do a dash. Join them up, make it massive. 60 degrees on this side, put it right on the end, right through the 0. Follow it round from the 0, 60 degrees, and then just join those up. Now it doesn't matter if these are really long and they cross over at the top, as long as they meet just here, okay? So 60 degrees, 60 degrees. Thinking about what you know about triangles and what these angles add up to, have a think about what could that on there be. Hopefully we've got that it's 60 degrees. The question wants us to know what type of triangle it is. What type of triangle has all the angles the same, equal, same? I hope you're thinking about equilateral, equilateral. Okay. And that helps me as well. If I've been really accurate, all the angles are the same, what else is going to be the same in this triangle? I'm sure you're thinking all the lengths of the sides are going to be the same. So they should all be 6 centimetres. So let's see how accurate I've been. I feel nervous. Right, let's have a go. I have to move my piece of paper slightly. Right, so from here, oh look at that, 60 millimetres, 6 centimetres. I'm happy with that one. Right, fingers crossed. So right on the end, right to the corner, or I bodged that corner slightly, but yes, 6 centimetres. Okay, right, carry on then with the rest of those questions. Just about another 17, 18 minutes. Once you've done that, come back to the video and we'll try the problem solving questions. Okay, so hopefully you've had a chance to try most of those questions, I think. Have you had a chance already to have a look at the answers and check you're okay? It might be a good idea to do that before you continue. And then for the rest of the hour, you might want to maybe correct those if you need to, or if you've done them really well and they're fine, we'll go on to some problem solving. Okay, right, let's have a look at the problem solving questions. So, our first one. So our first question says we're going to construct, just means draw an accurate diagram, the triangle DEF. Now we know that means that all the corners are going to be labelled with a capital letter. One of the corners can be labelled D, another one labelled E, another one labelled F. So we're going to construct that triangle from the following information, and quite helpfully gives some step-by-step instructions. So we're going to draw a line 9 centimetres long and label it EF. Okay, so 9 centimetres, get squeeze on here. Okay, 9 centimetres, I'm going to do 90 millimetres. There we go. So draw a base 9 centimetres long, lovely. Label it EF. So that just means that corner could be E and that corner could be F. Okay. Now draw an angle FED. So this just means the angle is going to be on the corner E because that's trapped in between F and D. So draw an angle FED of 55 degrees. So E is just here. We're going to do an angle of 55 degrees. You know how to do this already. But E, there we go, right through the 0. 55 degrees, it's going to be less than a right angle. Just follow it round, bigger than 50, not as big as 60, 55, just draw a little dash. Okay, then we'll draw a big long line to join those up. So right from the end of E, end of that line, right through the dash, all the way up. And the last instruction, draw an angle of DFE. It's going to be an F, it's trapped in the middle. So draw an angle DFE of 47 degrees to complete the triangle. So that's F over here. Let's draw 47. So really exact this time. So this goes right at the end of my line, right through the 0, this time on the outside. Follow it round. We want 47, so past 40, past 45, and 2 those small little lines. There we go. Now if we join this up all the way there, okay, so we've got 55 degrees here, 47 degrees here. Now this corner, if our triangle is called DEF, we've got our E on our F, let's label that corner D. Let's see how accurate we've been. Okay, so we know our angles are going to add to 180. If I put these two together, so if I do 55 and 47, that's going to give me 12, okay, no 1, that's going to give me 9, 10, 102 degrees. So I know 180 degrees, take away 102, hopefully this is going to be 78 degrees. Are you feeling confident? Give it a measure. Doesn't matter if you put your protractor on this way round or this way round, still the same angle. Remember that goes right on that corner, right through that 0. Follow it round, follow it round. It's bigger than 70. It's not quite 80. It's about 78.5. I'm happy with that one. In an exam, you could be 2 degrees higher or 2 degrees smaller, and you get the full marks. Okay, so with that in mind, I would spend about 15 more minutes. See if you can try some of these questions. Use the answers attached to class charts to see how accurate you've been. If it's making no sense, you could type this number, this 1090, into the search box on My Maths, or if you're on Caboodle, click on that link and it will help as well. Okay. One last thing to remind you of, have you spotted already this green projector symbol? So if at any time you're doing any questions, if you click on there, if they're not making loads of sense, there's a link to a video on there. Okay, so try the rest of those questions. I wouldn't spend more than an hour on this lesson. Hope it's gone really well. Check to see how accurate you've been and don't forget to mark your work. Okay, take care.